Hello, 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 all of you wonderful people out there in Questing for Glory Land. I am theRPGchick, and we are going to be doing a Legend of Mana Faerie route run for y'all tonight. I am adjusting things on the fly, so if it sounds really, really, really horrible, just let me know. I can try to adjust things on the fly as best as I can. But with me tonight, I have Magical Gnome and I have Hi, I'm Lemur, who are going to be doing the commentary for me, especially because I need to pretend that I can actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Hi, guys.
Hello, hello. I am
How's it going?
said Magical Gnome.
Hey, I'm Lemur.
And hopefully these two gents are coming in loud and clear as well.
Yeah, let us know if there's problems. We can speak up. We can quiet down. It's fine.
Yeah, I can always adjust things if things need to be adjusted. I will say I want to turn the game music down a little bit because when it gets loud, it will drown us out a bit. So that I'm gonna turn down just a little bit. Yeah, because as Michaelek says, the game is louder than us, so I'm gonna tweak that way down there. And hopefully it will be a little bit better now, and we will come in a little bit more clear with the music.
And I already see people surprised in chat with our choice of map location of all things.
I mean,
there are secrets over here, guys.
I mean, YouTube guys definitely know the logistics of the map much better than I do, and we can talk about that stuff as we get into things. But I think if you two are ready, and I think I'm ready, so I've already chosen the female character, I've already chosen my hammer, and the name is, of course, Q for G, for Questing for Glory.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Alright, so let's kick this off in 3, 2, 1, well, let's go. So yeah, the two main weapons that we're going to be using for this particular version of the route is going to be hammer and one-handed sword.
You're just going with the sword by default now?
It is a lot faster to move around with that one-handed sword, I have to tell you.
That's the big difference between a lot of the weapons in this game is the movement speed and the attack speed and the power. So the hammer that you're going with to start is one of the most powerful weapons in the game, but it also has the lowest movement speed. Whereas the one-handed sword, while being a little bit less powerful, is very, very quick.
Yeah, and we're really happy to bring this to you tonight, especially with the HD remaster coming out next Thursday. Hey, if you want to see a whole bunch of people trying to route the new remaster, come follow the Legend of Mana community, because there's going to be so many of us playing on that first day.
Oh yeah, my stream for the next month is going to be Legend of Mana and Mario Golf, because those are the two things I'm obsessed with right now.
How is that Mario Golf?
We'll see. It's looking really good. It comes out the day after Legend of Mana.
That's timing.
Yeah. So, those are going to be the two things I'm playing for the next month and a half, I imagine. But I'm so excited for the remaster.
Yeah, seeing that opening animation made my day the other day. It was so beautiful.
The only thing I'm sad about with that animation is that we're not going to get more of it.
Maybe a closing?
Right.
Maybe the credits.
Be interested to see if they edit any of the cutscenes throughout the game happening after like some of the storylines.
Yeah, that would definitely be really, really neat. Alright, so do one of you guys want to talk a little bit about how learning new skills and new STs work?
Sure. So, as you saw when we woke up and jumped out of bed, we immediately paused the game and equipped Did you change your skills or do you go with the standards?
I just went with the standards for now.
Okay, so we leave our skills alone for now, and we put on one special technique. Skills are used to generate new special techniques, as well as to learn new skills, which is a really odd thing for a game. I know there is a set experience or skill growth that you get per battle. Do you know what that is, Lemur?
Yeah, so how it works is that you have skill points and then you have weapon points. In each battle, you get 1 skill point for each skill you're using and 1 weapon point for the weapon you're using. Some boss fights will give you 4. And then once you get enough points to unlock a certain new skill or special technique skill, then you will unlock that skill.
So yeah, what we're doing right now is just using the defaults, which are... Is it jump and spin?
Jump and defend.
Jump and defend. Okay.
So we're going to use it to pick up counterattack and Big Bang.
That's what I figured, yeah. Counterattack is huge, and one of the first things we want to get, because, as it says, it lets us counter enemy attacks for 4 times damage without taking any damage ourselves, which, as you can imagine, is really useful in a speedrun setting.
Becomes very key in certain boss fights later on that have very specific counter strategies to make them go much quicker.
Yeah, and Counter-Strike, which is going to come after Counterattack, is going to be pivotal for especially the end boss fight.
Yeah, with a ×8 damage multiplier for landing a Counter-Strike.
Get out of my way, Spratling. So we picked up that guy Elazul, and then we kind of dumped him.
Nobody likes Elazul. It's fine.
No, not at all. Nick is also a massive jerk, of course, but, well... we kind of need him.
We deal with Nick.
Only because we have to.
Well, yes.
Unfortunately, he is the only way for us to continue this story.
And we pay him later because he's fast.
Yeah, he gives us a lot of really nice shortcuts. Only one in this particular route, but if you do the Jumi storyline, he's very helpful at one particular point.
Mm-hmm. Pivotal in completing that story quickly.
Yes. Yeah, so we're... so this game is essentially divided into lots of different events. I don't remember how many there are, but I know Megalink in the chat, who runs the all events category, probably knows very, very well.
67, I believe.
Is it only 67? I thought it was more.
I'm forgetting it. I also run all events.
Oh yeah, you have 67.
It is 68 in total. Yeah, 67 plus the ending event.
Yeah.
Well...
So
I was close enough.
It's
67 plus end the game.
It's the closest without going over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by Price is Right rules, I win.
It works. It works pretty dang well. So, so we're gonna be completing Nick's Business Unusual here, and it'll lead us into other events because Nick is going to be giving us different artifacts that we can place down on the map after we're done helping him out. And that's basically how we're going to get through the game. So even though we're going to mainly follow the Faerie route storyline, we are going to be doing some other events just because we kind of have to do them to unlock Faerie storyline things.
Yeah, it's a combination of the story events we need being locked behind other events, and just... we need to complete a certain amount of events to get the artifacts to place the lands to actually continue the story.
Yeah, the end of the game has a trigger that is 18 artifacts, I believe. So in order to get to the end of the game, you must have that number of artifacts down. And just blazing through the main story, unfortunately, doesn't give us enough, so sometimes we do have to do an extra quest here or there just to get those last remaining few artifacts.
And these enemies are being jerks.
Yep. I'm also getting, like, almost no drops, which is
I was gonna say, this has been all experience. Good thing you planned on going for the sword.
Yeah, but I still have to have enough money for it.
Oh, if it's bad enough that you don't even get the sword, then we're in trouble.
Yeah, it's gonna be a prey for the spiral claw.
Oh boy. And that was a small
worst
seed,
comes
too.
to worst, you can unequip your hammer, fortunately, and get a little bit of extra.
It's
when
true.
you create that way.
That's true. I can do that. So you folks might be hearing a lot of honks, cancellation sounds in the background. So maybe you guys should explain what the heck is going on here.
Yes,
Right,
the wonders of the power cancel. So you'll notice, main thing about the game is that there's two main attacks: quick attack and heavy attack. Quick attack has short animation, low damage, pretty simple. Heavy attack does a lot of damage but has a long recovery time. If we press the button for an unbound special technique at the exact right time, for whatever reason, it cancels the recovery time on the heavy attack and makes that fun honk noise.
Now you can do that with other skills, which you can see me doing right now, which is to do a jump cancel.
Jump cancels are great too because
they're easier on the hands.
They're much easier on the hands, and pressing jump partway through a heavy attack combos. You do a heavy attack and then you do a uppercut,
which gives
great.
you extra damage, of course, which is always nice.
The one downside, of course, is that it pushes the enemy backwards and moves you forwards, which
Can be very unfortunate for certain, smaller enemies you're fighting, but when you have a boss with a large amount of health, it can be very quick and easy DPS just to get him in the corner and let out those jump cancels.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, doing the jump cancels does do slightly less damage, but it's so much easier to combo.
Yeah, this game is definitely a little bit rough on the hands. I'm really, really curious to see if power cancels are going to be a thing in the HD remaster, honestly.
Yeah, and also, depending on a person-by-person basis, doing wiggle running.
Yeah.
Which you'll probably see a bit of here. As everyone knows, running diagonally is faster, but running diagonally in multiple directions is even faster in this game. So you'll see our character kind of spazzing out, wiggling around a whole lot as we go up and down and sideways, and that just happens to be the fastest way to move.
Now,
by mashing all of the buttons.
Lemur here is he of the cyber hands and the master of the wiggle walking.
Yeah, so if you're ever watching the character run, you'll notice sometimes it seems like the running animation doesn't play completely. Normally, the feet hit the ground and you see the character actually running. When you're wiggle running, the feet will kind of hover back and forth in air as you're moving side to side in the direction you're trying to go. And that's how you know you're seeing a wiggle run. Skipping that little animation saves just a little bit amount of frames that add up to a lot over the course of the run.
Or you can just assume we found the Heelys.
It's another option.
We're just gliding across the entire landscape. So here we are in Gato, trying to help a poor sproutling who is a real pain in our butt.
Yeah, this is the quest where you go back and forth for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And as you may have seen, or we haven't had the splash card yet for this, have we? The quest. Did we get the quest start for this already?
Yeah, right at the beginning. When we talked
right at the beginning. So when you see those splashes, sometimes you'll notice that they have different designs. And each of those designs indicates whether it's a standard quest or one of the 3 story quests. You'll see one will have Jumies, one will have dragons, and one will have fairies. And that will indicate what storyline each of those quests technically belongs to. And I don't believe this one is technically a Jumi quest. It's the start of the Jumi.
Yeah, it's technically not listed as a Jumi quest, but it definitely needs to be done in order to unlock other Jumi stuff.
Yeah, it is a requirement to start the Jumi story, but it's not tagged as a Jumi quest for whatever reason. Probably because you have to do it on almost every quest.
Right, this quest locks out a lot of the game, actually. We've looked for ways to get around it, but unfortunately nothing will trigger unless you complete this 10-minute back and forth run around mission.
Yeah, because I know obviously we have to do it here or else we can't get to the grottos and talk to Matilda.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a
good portion of this storyline that centers around the grottos, and just can't do anything else until you kill this poor Jumi. Rubens dies an awful lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, a whole lot. Especially since he happens to unfortunately die before almost every reset point of every run.
It's true.
So, yeah, we see him die a lot in this game. And yes, the one saving grace of Gato is that the soundtrack is great, the environment is great, we just have to deal with mashing X a whole lot.
I mean, in general, the game has fantastic OSTs and backgrounds.
Mm-hmm. I am excited to experience new music for the first time in 20 years in this game.
Yeah, I'm really wondering what they'll do with the remixed stuff. So that is the not so great Mouse Detective.
Yeah, that is Inspector Boyd, and we don't see a lot of him in the Faerie storyline. I think this is his only real appearance.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You see more of him if you play through Jumi. I don't think he has a part in Dragon.
No, not at all.
Okay, but yeah, we'll see him a little bit, and he's bad at his job. Very, very bad at his job.
He just doesn't have the in with the Jumi that we have, so he just kind of gets left behind a lot of the time. Oh, see, you're kind, Mechalink. I refer to him as the not-so-great Mouse Detective.
It never occurred to me that he might be a mouse.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I always figured mouse, rat, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the ears kind of look like it, yeah, but the droopy jowls, I don't know. He kind of looks like a dog to me, but maybe I'm crazy.
No, for sure. The portrait definitely makes him look more like a dog than a mouse. Yeah, but the gist of this little event is poor Rubens has his core taken out. And if you play more Jumi stuff, you're gonna see a lot of that.
Yeah, a whole lot of that. It's it may or may not be the entire point of the Jumi storyline.
Just a little bit. Blastonian? No, definitely not.
Couldn't be.
Blastonian would only be if I wanted to park the car and have it yard.
Wow.
Instead, I'll head up to the Bronx with my coffee. But yeah, so there's basically a jewel thief up and about, and we're trying to help catch her. We're not going to do a very good job, though. But we're going to make a side track for our sword and pray that I have monies.
Or at least things to sell.
Yes, I do. We're good. We're fine.
And you got 2 small seeds.
I did. I don't know how that happened, but I did.
I only saw 1, so yeah, you got lucky.
I usually do. Wait. I'm gonna do counterattack. So I want to get Counter-Strike first, and eventually I'm gonna switch to Spin so that I can get the Maelstrom. So the two easiest special techniques to get for the one-handed sword is Bamboo Cutter and Maelstrom. And Maelstrom is an AoE, which is kind of nice for some of the spots.
Yeah, AoE attacks can be so useful here. And you may have just seen one room back. We just skipped a fight. There is a teeny tiny little spot you can sneak around that blob fight, and we do our best to make use of it. Which cuts the amount of fights in this area from, well, 1 to 2. 50% reduction. Now we're speedrunning.
No, that is a pretty easy fight. The little blob there, or big blob, has a good amount of HP, and since our weapon isn't quite up to snuff yet, it'll take us a little bit of time to bring him down a peg or two. Yeah. And that's pretty much the only area in the game that we can skip a fight like that, where it looks like it's intended for us to go in there, but we just kind of slide around the wall.
Yeah. It's odd. And another thing I know I and probably a lot of other people struggled with in this game back when they originally played it is navigating the caves. And the leaves on the ground are supposed to indicate, hey, the Sproutling ran this way, you should follow through here. You may have noticed we skipped that. We ran all the way to the end and took a different cave.
Yeah, it leads you on kind of a roundabout path if you actually follow the leaves.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wild goose chase, and you can get lost in there, but if you just run to the end and go in the last cave, it's like 3 screens and you're done.
Plus, the nice thing is when you do have to come back into different areas, you can literally just warp right to the waterfall or right to the dungeon area, and Diana will just take you where you want to go.
Yep, we make good use of that later on. Because if you thought finding the Sproutling was hard, finding the secret chamber is much worse.
Definitely the bane of my existence as a 8-year-old playing this game, trying to figure out where to go after ditching Dana. It takes a long time and a lot of trial and error.
So next up.
Of course, the other most difficult thing about this game, playing it blind for the first time, is trying to unlock everything.
Oh man. If you don't have a guide, you are not going to find every event. Not in one playthrough. And probably not at all. Some of these things are obscure.
There's so many missable things, and it's dependent on so many other things, and...
Yeah. It's a weird chain of stuff. This is one thing I wouldn't mind being changed in the remaster, is just clarity on where to find all of the missables.
I'm kind of hoping that they do like a really nice quest tracker to kind of help with that a little bit. Maybe
even
at least
just
mitigate
active
it.
Quests. Yeah. Geo will definitely cause issues. Completing quests in there and forgetting to tell the cactus. Yep. Oh, there's your bamboo.
Yep, I got my bamboo, so as soon as I get Counter-Strike, I can switch over to Spin and get myself Maelstrom.
And yeah, as people may notice, even though we got the skill, we are not opening the menu yet, because obviously opening menus is slow, and we want to get every single thing we can before doing so. And here we have the lovely flower puzzles.
Oh my god. I also have flowerlings 100% always in my way.
Yep, there it is. Every time.
The pink one is always much bigger troll to me, but we'll see what she does. I saw that. You were headed right for that door.
Just gotta cut her off. It's fine.
But basically the gist of this dungeon is depending on where the flowerlings move to, will open different doors at these particular gates. So it's just a matter of knowing which direction to move the flowerlings to open whichever door you need.
Yeah, it's not so bad when, we've done this 100 times and know exactly where we're going. But when you don't know what's going on, opening and closing gates, running around, fighting enemies, getting lost. It's a whole event.
She almost got in my way that time. She tried. She tried real hard.
She really did. Yeah, the ruins and the jungle are absolutely the two worst places. I think everyone can agree on that.
Yeah, absolutely. They are terribly mazy.
In terms of like figuring out where to go, stuff looking the same, and who you need to talk to trigger what, yeah, it can get really confusing really quickly.
Even we have trouble occasionally running through the jungle.
Especially because you have to go in there twice. And it's a different route each time.
Mm-hmm. Remembering the different paths can kill you sometimes.
Or the zombies can just kill you.
Yeah, zombies are good at that.
That is true. Definitely one of the most annoying enemies to deal with in this game is the zombies that I think you will see in the next stage here.
Oh yeah, they're my favorite way to lose a run.
Getting squished incessantly for like 5 minutes.
Yep, the triple team in the L corner.
Uh-huh. No spiral claw. Feels bad.
Unfortunate.
Okay, I'm gonna put spin on. I'm gonna put bamboo cutter on.
Not going for Counter-Strike yet?
No, because if I don't put spin on, I'm not gonna have enough strum.
Oh, you won't get the new one. Right.
So yeah, it is really specific, and unless you actually change your skills around, you never know.
Yeah.
That's another thing I would really hope that they would add in is some actual explanations for things like the skills, the special techniques, the crafting, the instruments, the magic. That'd be great. I would love it.
To answer a question in chat, to end a battle encounter, you either have to pick up everything that drops or wait for it to fade out. So yeah, we try our best to pick up everything as soon as it drops, or in the event that we still have something to fight, if we can let it go, we just let it fade while we're fighting something else.
Becomes a pretty big part of like optimizing your battles is that end screen. Because, like, knowing when to leave something to disappear so you can get to the other side of the screen and save time off that can be really big when you're pressed for time for a PB.
Yeah, and as Mecha pointed out, unfortunately, if you level up in a fight, there is a set timeout at the end of fight, waiting for that level up text to fall off the screen before the fight will end.
Yeah, that can be very unfortunate because you get like a really good pickup and then you get that level up and you are pretty much just stuck there for a couple of seconds waiting for that to fade out without anything you can do.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing to bring up as well in the chat. The percentage at the top of the screen. Why do we have a % health and a health bar?
Because some people like to see the colors.
Fair.
I agree with that. It gets pretty, nice looking when you have the red and then the yellow and then the green and the blue and then it repeats.
It is kind of nice. So we're gonna go put some artifacts down. We're gonna do a little bit more shopping. So depending on how many artifacts are on the ground and how far they are from your home base can affect the type of weapons that you can buy in different stores in different cities. So the stuff that is put down in a specific order so that we can get the next level of weapon in Polpata and then another set of stuff in Lumina towards the end of the run, which will be the gold weapons.
Exactly. And yeah, it makes a really big difference in our power level depending on what weapons we have. Something that a lot of people didn't know way back when was, obviously we knew, hey, higher level or higher tier weapons are stronger. Gold weapons are stronger than silver weapons. That's a pretty easy thing to figure out. What we didn't know was how each of those weapons affected your stats. stat growth on weapons is really weird.
So to answer a question in chat, we don't pick up the little sorcerers in this run. They're picked up in Jumi, but they're not used for anything.
Yeah. They make a single appearance and then that's it, just because they're part of the Jumi storyline.
Uh-oh, I'm gonna have to unequip some stuff. I am like 18 short.
Oh no.
Almost there.
To answer another chat question, for non-speedruns, is there a perfect map strat? Yes. If you go to legendofmana.info, they have a wonderful collection of everything, as well as a complete walkthrough of the game. And if you want, you can read it as much or as little as you want, but it will give you step-by-step instructions to complete 100% of the game.
There's actually only one single story route that uses a partner, and that's the dragon route, and that's only because you have to have a partner for the bone dungeon. Like,
yeah,
you have no choice. You can't get in without 3 people in your party.
It's interesting that forces you to either have a pet or a golem or something to complete that quest, and I don't think there's any prompt for it. It's just have one or don't pass.
Yeah, you literally cannot activate the switches at the beginning of the Bone Fortress without a third person in your party, because you and Lark are not enough people to push down on the 3 switches. I will say though, it's kind of nice to have Guri sometimes, and it's really horrible to have Guri other times.
Yeah, there's a classic problem with having pets or partners in this game, and that's that they love to A, get in your way, B, knock enemies out of your way, and C, steal your experience.
Yeah. And when you get to the end boss, having Guri in your party has definitely been a detriment, for me at least.
Oh, do I want to know what he does in there?
He continuously distracts her, so I can't counter her. It's like Esgad
Right.
in the Deanna fight.
So you're just standing there wailing away on her instead of just doing counter strikes.
Also has his lovely axe throw, which can knock up the
yes.
end boss.
Oh,
and
yes.
as you try to get your counter off, it will whiff because you cannot hit her through knockup. So you can just get completely trolled out of a ×8 damage to the boss you're trying to kill.
Mm-hmm.
See, to any potential new runners, this is why we don't run Dragon. Come run Faerie. It's much nicer.
No, it's not.
It pretends to be nicer. It's better than Jumi.
It is. Jumi's story is definitely usually a fan favorite. It's definitely my favorite story of the game because it's beautiful. It's an amazing story. But playing through it as a speedrun, a little bit less so.
It's not great.
It has some really fun segments throughout it, but it definitely gets a little bit more repetitive than the other 2 categories, the single story categories, that is.
Yeah, it's a lot more mashing through story as well, as opposed to battles. So sometimes it gets a little bit. Okay, more dialogue. Okay.
Yeah, I hope you have a good mashing thumb. Oh, Faerie, please.
Yeah, Faerie really wanted to talk to me today, I guess. Skippy didn't want to talk to me, but whatever.
Skippy never wants to talk to you. At least he didn't lead you into the forest.
Oh yeah, he can walk right up into the loading zone for that top room there, and then you just gotta keep reloading the room until you can finally get your talk to him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He was pretty good about that part today, which is nice.
Or he can be a real button, go all the way to the left and drag you into the fairy forest and get you teleported back to the beginning. Yeah. Definitely didn't lose a run to that.
I at least since I'm past it now, I can safely say haven't had that one happen to me yet.
There you go. Yet.
Oh, but hey, I waited. I purposely waited until I was past that.
Fair. For whatever reason, he ran down and then left on me. I tried to talk to him and it zipped me right through the loading zone into the fairies and back to the start of the level. It was a good time.
Oh, yeah, that's harsh. So this is just, aside from our little side detour to the Faerie area, this is another one of those, hey, we kind of have to do this to unlock the other stuff we need to do here.
Yeah, this one, the first quest is not Faerie related at all, but the second quest is, and as is tradition with all RPGs, you gotta finish the first quest before you can do the second one.
Not only that, but...
This area locks itself with its first quest, so there is a Faerie quest that is waiting to trigger here, but until we can finish this, it won't let us do pretty much anything else in the area.
And not only that, but it also gives us the access to the Faerie area, which gives us a bit of a shortcut when we come back inside of here.
Yes.
There's
gotta get that Faerie magic.
Okay, so that, and that. Alright, let's go.
Now you get to see the magic of Counter-Strike.
Now we get to hunt us some Ducate, I don't know, however you want to say that name.
I say Ducate.
Yeah, Ducate.
Okay, good. I thought I was the only one that said Ducate. I was like, uh-oh.
Ducate, Duink, and the one that I never face.
Dumir?
Yeah, that one.
I don't even know where that one is. That's on the snow plains, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the snowfields.
Yeah. Nice. No ST.
Very nice fight. He does have shoes.
He does.
Makeshift jungle shoes,
with
but
them.
they are shoes. And yes, he does like to do a nice big kick and send you flying backwards.
Well, that's what the shoes are for.
Well, exactly.
He doesn't hurt his feet if he does it that way.
He doesn't want to get protagonist all over his feet.
Why else would you wear shoes?
These shoes are made for kicking.
But now that we have finished hunting our Ducate, now we can actually go hunt our fairies.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to be doing a whole lot of that for the rest of the game.
Over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
At least, Lemur, I gotta say, thank you for not making me walk all the way over back and forth on this map anymore.
That was one of the biggest updates to this route recently, is that we kind of fixed the map around to make it so you didn't have to do as much walking back and forth between places and kind of condense stuff a little bit.
Yeah. Rearrange it all without breaking the flow and making things too much harder.
Bad zombie.
Good.
Bad zombie, stop squishing.
Uh-oh.
Well, here's the zombie classic.
Zombie says you get yours.
Wrong button. Thanks, Rowan. Alright, I'm leaving now.
Thanks, bye.
So this is the
Alright.
this is the dangerous area.
Disabled triple zombie L.
Which is where
So,
I really like
big
having
reason why you
Maelstrom.
get
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, Maelstrom, or if you're running Hammer, Blammo,
I just figured
both amazing.
I just figured they were both rowing just because she does it the first time. I didn't
Yeah,
know
no,
that was
one-
Selkie.
That one is in fact Selkie, for whatever reason.
Well, whatever. Selkie is who we're gonna go talk to now anyway.
Penguins all look the same, don't worry about it.
I mean, at least they're different colors.
Some of them.
True.
And
So,
now
yes,
we are
there's-
coerced into helping with the problem.
You also saw the little fairy symbol jut across
Yep.
the screen with the event title, so you know that you are doing something from the fairy storyline. And we're gonna get introduced to one of the biggest jerks in the game, Escad.
Oh, I thought you were going to say this nun.
Wow, the poor nun is already getting abused by these fairies. I don't think we need to make the situation worse for her.
Hey, we'll see. There's a 50-50 chance when you leave the screen, she stands up and walks away.
I have never had her not stand up.
Really?
Yes.
I've had multiple times where she just stays there, but, yeah,
no,
for me, it's about 50-50.
She got up.
There you go. She got up. She's fine.
Oh.
See? She's a jerk.
She's not a jerk.
She was fine all along. She was just playing dead.
I mean, in all honesty, if a bunch of strange creatures were attacking me, I might play dead too.
That's fair, yeah. Yeah, Escad is very much in the business of fairy murder. That is his job, number one. It's a good thing you don't need that item anymore.
Of course, now that I have my weapons, I've been getting all the item drops.
Yep. Oh, you can buy some fancy armor while you're there. Don't do that.
I'm not doing that.
Don't buy armor in speedruns, kids.
Alright, Punkster.
And this is one of the more underwhelming boss battles, I'll say.
He's got a small hitbox, though, so he can still kind of be a jerk.
That's true.
And sometimes he likes to start moving up and down on you, and if you're not ready to adjust, he can just kind of get out and knock you away.
Kind of like that. We shouldn't be talking, because we have cursed this fight.
It was already a cursed run, so it's fine. We're about to come up on the biggest jerk of the run anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. To my favorite, quote-unquote, boss. I'm sure it'll be fine. Nothing horrible will happen, right?
No, of course not. But,
we're just gonna have a nice 0ST 30-second fight.
But now that we've seen Escad, we're gonna follow him, unbeknownst, back to the Gato Grottos, and we're gonna finally meet Matilda, who is the head priestess, the abbess. And there's some strange things going on here in the Gato Grottos.
There weren't already?
Stranger than even before.
Ooh. Scandalous. I see Balmung's in chat. Yet another one of the runners, who I'm sure will also be playing a whole lot of this game in a week's time.
And the one that we pray will approve our runs when we submit them.
Look kindly upon us and the rulings.
So yeah, Matilda is only, I think she's like 20-something, and she looks like a 80, 90-year-old granny, and she's had an encounter with a demon named Erwin, who seems to have taken her powers and left her in this horrible state.
Yeah, for reference, she's the same age as these two standing in the room with her.
Right. Well,
I don't think we're doing Lucimia combat skip.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be siding with Escad, not Diana. As much as it pains me.
I cry every time.
I know. Poor Diana. Especially because she's a cat girl, I mean...
You could try the newer solo skips that we've been working on.
You've been working on newer solo skips? I mean, not that I'm gonna try it in a marathon setting, but,
Yeah, you just walk up to them and you wiggle through them.
Yep. Selva just doesn't exist sometimes, if you wiggle the right way.
I really wish Selva just wouldn't exist, period.
Yeah. But, yeah, you can kind of just slip through them if you do it right. But, you still can't do the combat skip without having a partner. Yeah, I wish Selva didn't exist in the Matilda cutscene. That'd be real nice.
Oh my god. That's like a 2-minute cutscene, too.
Oh, it's so bad.
I mean, granted, it's not Jumi cutscene, but it's still... It's still a lengthy little cutscene. So so the Abbess was kidnapped. They were gonna take her to Irwin. But instead, we're gonna face off against Spriggan, who is the first major run killer for this particular run. Not a killer, but at least a reset point.
Yeah, this fight can go very differently.
I don't know. No one dies to Spriggan, right?
No, never.
No. Pretty sure I haven't got a couple clips of that. Nope. It won't.
The main things that can get in your way with this fight is his teleporting, because he likes to do it a lot, and then you have to randomly decide which area he's going to go to. And when he gets away from you like that, he can just pop into his special technique pretty quickly. And if he does that enough, he just gets way out of control.
And speaking of special techniques, since we've not really discussed much of them since we started this game, you might have just noticed that we use a special technique to avoid damage. While you are charging special techniques, you're invincible. It's great. We love them. Problem is, bosses get special techniques, like you just saw, and they're also invincible during the charging. And this makes things very awkward for us when we're trying to, you know, kill them.
Wow, Dan actually hit it with hers. I'm amazed.
Wow, she did it.
One of the few instances of your partner character actually helping you.
Diana's not the worst partner, but she has her moments.
Her damage is a little low. Mostly because she's using nunchucks, which are one of the worst weapons in the game.
But just so you folks know, Escad, aside from being a paladin and just having a natural aversion for demons, is also super jelly.
Oh, so jelly. There's an entire story event of how jelly he is, but we skip it because you can. I don't know why that main story quest, of all things, is just skippable.
Yeah, it's very odd, isn't it?
So weird. Niccolo has killed too many of your runs. That's fair. He does do things.
The worst I've had from Nick has always been the fact that he always steals my XP crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Sorry, did you want that level up? No. No, I didn't want it. It's fine.
So here we are in Lake Kilma. This is going to be another one of those instances like Hunting the Ducate, where we kind of just need to go through this initial quest to unlock the other portion of it. So we get the, what I call lovingly, the Penguin Pirates.
God, the pirates.
Because they are...
These guys are... They're gems.
I love their puns, honestly. But that's just me.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And yes, the boss music for Boreal Hound is... Or wait, this isn't Boreal Hound, this is Gorgonai. Either way, it's the same boss music, and it's good.
Nick did steal 2/3 of my experience crystals once, it's true.
That's always fun.
He's greedy, and he steals all my delicious experience crystals.
Always fun when your Rabbite grabs it too, and you lose like 3 levels to the Rabbite.
Oh gosh. I mean, granted, you want your partners to have some experience sometimes, so they just don't drop dead. But it's like, hi, I need experience, please. I also hate these spiny caps. Can you please stop? Thank you.
I'll be honest. That room, I just use my AoE every single time.
The problem is that Maelstrom doesn't kill them.
Ah, right.
Yeah, leaves them all just one hit.
Yeah.
I'm a hammer runner. I just blammo them.
One of the perks of running hammer is that, when in doubt, you can blammo and normally kill the entire room.
This is true. This is true. But yeah, I think the element is the same, right? Wind and wind.
Yeah, I believe so. They're definitely wind. I can say that. Oof.
Wow.
Not killing the bee in one hit.
I think because of where Lake Kilma is placed in this particular map, some of the monsters are a little bit stronger than they were previously.
I would expect that's what it is.
And also, Nicolo did take a good bit of your XP in the beginning of the game. And when that happens, when you're using the hammer, you miss out on more strength upgrades when you level up, because your stat increases are tied to the weapon that you are having used when you get that level up.
Yeah, that's something I started explaining and then got sidetracked on. Yeah. Surprise! The weapon you're using determines your stat growth when you level up. Who saw that one coming?
I did.
I mean, I think we all kind of figured it out eventually, either from testing or going to GameFAQs. But yeah, it's a less known thing, but what weapon you're using has a direct impact on your stat growth per level.
Alright, I'm gonna take the bottom route to spare myself as few spiny caps as possible.
I always go the bottom route.
I hate dealing with those stupid spiny caps whenever I can.
Yeah,
if I can avoid
I'll take
them,
2 rooms in 1 fight over 1 room in 2 fights.
Yeah. The only bad thing is sometimes the fairies control.
Yeah, if they get in your way, they can slow you down quite a bit. Well, hey, you got an elder bow.
Oh, great. Let me throw the entire thing at the enemy, because it would be more useful than actually using the bow.
It really would.
Whole 9 damage for you.
I was doing some testing, just doing the casual stuff, and I tried the elder bow just because I got the drop and was like, wow, I remember why I never used this.
I remember that. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was rough. I can thoroughly say, bow is not worth it.
Nope.
You want a bow, go pick up a Chobin Hood partner and have him use it.
By the way, that turtle is one of the 7 wisdoms of the game, and we're gonna see a couple of more before we're done with this run.
There, we've got Chobin Hood in chat. Perfect. He knows when he's needed.
I love it. Tote the turtle.
He's certainly something.
I mean, Pokiel is definitely my favorite of the wisdoms, personally.
Oh, man. Pokiel has some stories. Kind of his thing, you know.
I mean, we are going to see my favorite of his stories in a few events, so...
Would that be the Watts story?
It would.
I love his Watts story. No story to tell.
I guess he wasn't so great after all. Except for that helmet. The helmet's pretty great.
The helmet is great. For anyone who knows the Mana series, but hasn't seen Legend of Mana before, you are going to know the name Watts. He is who you think he is, but he might look just a little different.
Right. What is
Still
Nunazak?
has the helmet.
I don't know. What the heck is Nunazak?
Nunazak is literally stained glass.
I mean, yeah.
I always figured it was that or some kind of, like, magic carpet kind of deal.
With the way he wiggles, yeah, it kind of makes sense. But no, he is a living pane of stained glass. It's weird.
Yeah, Nunozak is special. I mean, you see him in every run because of the Cage of Dreams event, but you do actually see him a little bit more in Jumi.
Yeah, we at least talked to him twice in a normal setting with Jumi.
Right, for the Lucky Clover.
Yes. But for the other two routes, he's just kind of a dude that's hanging out in our workshop, and we don't know why.
It's the cool place to be.
Penguins.
Love penguins. They're so great.
Could you make it a little easier on my back? Jeez. We got the firefly lamp.
We do.
My favorite artifact in the game.
We're not ready for dead bears just yet, though.
It's true. We have a few things left to do.
A good few things, yeah. So now that we've unlocked the Lake Kilma area, we're going to go back to Matilda and find out that Diana has gone to Lake Kilma in search of Erwin. And she's going to ask us to basically go and find her. And that's where we'll find her. We're going to get a little bit sidetracked by Nick, again. But for a much shorter, less excruciating period of time.
Not even going to use the title card in search of fairies?
I have to get to Matilda first.
Fair enough. But yes, we have a small errand to run with Nick. And then we'll go find our dear friend Dana.
At least Nick can't steal my experience this time around.
True.
Dub is fine. Dud is fine. No gack. Okay?
Exactly.
Just remember, chat, no gack. No gack. Gack is bad.
And what's please?
We don't want any gack.
No. Now look what you've done.
I put this on myself. But yeah, so just a short little errand to run with Nick. And we're actually going to run into a fairy in the course of doing this as well.
Quick trip in and out.
And the really nice thing, for those of you who get lost in the grottos, is we can go right to the waterfall. At least, except when I turn the wrong way.
Yep, been there.
So, essentially,
I never remember.
This event is kind of a timer. And we're going to leave the screen, come back, and we're going to wait on the side of the log for the fairy to appear in the center. If you stand on the log, the timer stops going.
That's one of the strangest parts of this quest. I don't understand.
Could you imagine if you never left the log and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for this fairy to appear?
I tested it too when I was doing that casual run. I stood on the log and I was like, what happens? The answer is nothing happens.
Very weird with overlapping hitboxes and sprites sometimes, and it's one of the instances where it just kind of falls apart if you're standing on top of where it's supposed to spawn.
Yeah, but like it doesn't. I think almost any part of the log that you stand on is actually slows down or stops the timer, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's almost the entire log.
Yeah, you can kind of get, like, the toe of your character on each end, I think, but if you, like, get your entire model on there at all, then it's going to stop the spawn.
Yeah, that's a heck of a hitbox.
Yeah, I don't know why they programmed it that way, but I can say that for a lot of things about this game.
As much as we love this game is definitely, very obtuse.
My biggest complaint is that it's so strange in so many places, and yet not broken.
Yeah.
Why is this game not more broken?
It's just it. It's not glitchy. It's not buggy. It's just obtuse, and they don't explain anything.
The triggers are
not
very
Square Enix.
weird, but they're designed so concretely. We have done a lot of testing on trying to skip past certain models, or get to a loading zone we're not supposed to be at, and there's flags for everything. The devs literally thought of every little thing you could do to try to break the game.
Yeah, and for those in chat saying Square Enix, please, this was just Square. One of the last games made by Square Inc. before they became Square Enix.
Okay, I agree with chat. It's definitely not quite Saga Obtuse.
It's not a Sega game.
It's not Saga Obtuse,
Saga.
but it's close. It's pretty heckin' close sometimes. So we're about to come to the second reset point of the run. And it's not the spiny cap, despite how much it's trolling me. But it is also, I think, the most beautiful sprite boss of the game, personally.
It is absolutely one of the best looking bosses in this game.
And since it is Pride Month, I think it's pretty fitting, actually.
It really is.
Alright, children, you need to stop. Getting robbed of that experience from Chobinhood for that Elder Bow twice. That hurts
so bad.
That hurts so bad because they drop so much experience.
They're the only thing I want to not get an item drop on.
Alright, come on, Ox.
Alright, Counter-Strike the Ox? No. He doesn't want to fight today.
He really doesn't.
Ah, yes, the classic Counter-Strike block.
My favorite. Oh, of course, now that I'm going to attack him, now he's going to be a jerk. He does. He does. He knows.
The Ox is sentient.
Classic Ox. Every time you attack, he attacks. When you counter, no attack.
Alright, Tote. Tote apparently wants to live in the fairy world and become a fairy, which is fine by me.
He can do his thing. He'd probably be fine. Alright, round 2. Fight. Oh, there's one. Wow, I'm used to that Counter-Strike killing him with the hammer.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of an adjustment, because usually it could kill it with the sword too, but again, the beginning game experience was really bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna follow Diana until we see her disappear into the fairy world.
And we're also going to get our first sighting of
Erwin.
The big bad.
Oh, right, I'm confused.
Well, no, you are correct.
Oh, no, I meant, like, status-wise.
Oh, literally
I was confused.
Yeah. I realized afterwards that, oh, she walked into a corner. She's literally confused. Right. Whoops.
So yeah, the same confusion that you have in Secret of Mana, you have in this game also, where it kind of just reverses your D-pad controls. That's a thing here too. There's a whole bunch of status effects, the same way there was in Secret of Mana, but you just don't always see them. So there is like the green little dots that do paralysis, and there's poison, and etc. All the good stuff that irritates you.
Yep, and they sure do love applying stuns of every kind in this game. Oh. Hey, Ox is playing nice.
Huzzah. Alright, so we're coming up on Boreal Hound. And Boreal Helm can play nice, but it doesn't usually.
No. This guy is our nice halfway marker, and really determines whether or not your run is dead.
But it's such a pretty rainbow doggo.
Yeah.
It almost makes me sad that I have to defeat it. Almost. And then he'll do things like that, and then I won't be sad anymore.
Yep.
A little too early, I think. Yeah, it's alright.
Oh yeah, the timing on that lightning ST of his is
so bad.
Very, very small. You have a very small window to get your ST off.
Yep.
I accept that 99% of the time I'm just going to avoid damage and not actually hit him.
Oh.
Alright, that wasn't so bad.
That was not bad, yeah. He was
ST, around a little, but...
really nice about his STs.
Yeah, no, that was much better than it could have gone. I know the last time I ran seriously, and this guy just said, yeah, you know what? We're going to start this fight with 3 STs in a row. And I was sad.
Been there, man.
Yep. Just lightning into bouncing into, oh, another lightning? Sure.
The best is when it's like 3 lightnings in a row and then it just kills you, and there is absolutely nothing that you can do about it, because not only does the lightning do quite a ton of damage, but it does temporarily paralyze you at the same time.
Yep, and it's nearly unavoidable if you don't have an ST ready.
And it paralyzes you for a very long time. He has plenty of time to do another lightning attack and keep that stun train going.
Yup.
Many a runs have been lost to that.
By the way, this is the cutscene that all of us wish Selva did not exist for.
Yep. Can we just remove this from the game? Everyone will be happier.
Like, I get it. Selva is trying to make Matilda feel better, but...
Exposition.
He does a really bad job of it.
By the way, you're going to become a god. What? That's not how that works.
Guess not. Alright, now we're gonna get the Watts side quest and one of my most hated bosses in existence.
That's fair. Both of those things are very fair.
I hate that thing so much. It's such a pain in the butt, especially the red flower.
Oh man. I mean, the red flower is bad, the blue flower can sometimes be worse.
I never have as much trouble with the blue flower as the red flower. Like, even if I have it nearly stun-locked, it'll still kamikaze. And...
yeah.
There's not a dang thing I can do about it.
I've taken to just knocking it off to the side and wailing on the blue one while the red self-destructs, honestly.
I mean, for the most part, that's okay, but when you're... when it's the last head and it takes an additional amount of seconds in order to self-destruct...
yeah, it's not great.
Yes, it's true, Mechalink. Selva does swoop back and forth every time he talks. And he just wastes more time.
Yes, Laban is terrible and should feel bad. Nobody likes Laban.
Is it... I guess I haven't run all events in a long time. I forget who Laban is.
That is this boss.
Oh, okay. I always just call it the makeshift Tropicalo.
Well, yeah. It's Tropicalo and Laban. What level is he here? I'm not sure.
Was it 6?
Lemur might know.
Yeah, I forget exactly what level I got him to. I think it was 6. I know
bad.
displacement does help a lot with his and Mole Bear mana levels here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Mole Bears being weaker is definitely useful.
Yes. But it's definitely been a less excruciating fight since the map change.
Yeah, and something some people might not know, again, because this game is just obtuse. If you pause the game in the middle of a fight, you can see the levels of all of your enemies, and yourself, and your allies.
You can also see the names of the stuff, too. I didn't know that until very recently.
Yeah, you do also get to see their names, which is useful. Because a lot of the time, if you didn't pause in battle, you'd be like, yeah, the mole guys. No idea what their real name is, just mole guys.
I mean, sometimes it's fun to make up makeshift names. Also, yes, there is retry on wipes, which is really convenient.
Yeah, if you die, you literally just start in the same room you died in.
He's gonna... Yep.
Yeah, there wasn't a chance on that one.
Sometimes I get lucky. Not often, but sometimes.
It can be really tough to manage the position of the two different hands, because even though you might have one locked up and you're wailing on them, the other can walk over and drop their ST or hit you up or something like that, and then it just ruins the entire flow of the fight.
Yeah, they're not very friendly. Mostly time losses to a wipe are on bosses. So if we die to a boss like this, you've seen how long this takes to fight. If we die, we have to redo this entire fight. Or even worse, on some bosses you have to go through the entire talk sequence or animation sequence before you can fight them.
Like Draconis.
Yeah, exactly. Dying on Draconis, dying on, say, Boreal Hound. You have to go through the entire Dana warping away animation again, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So yeah, it's not like the run is dead, but it's not great. This is not the remaster. This is the original PlayStation 1 game. Are you playing on console, by the way?
I am.
PS1 or 2?
I'm doing a PS2 Slim. I just don't have fast disk speed because you can't play this game on fast disk speed.
Right. So yeah, this is the PlayStation 1 disc on a PS2 Slim, which makes almost no difference to it. The remaster actually comes out next week.
Yep. Yeah.
Next Thursday.
As Lemur was saying, it screws up the cutscenes if you run it on fast disk speed, and it plays it at like 1.5 times speed.
Yeah, fast disk speed just breaks cutscenes.
This game makes use of movie files for a lot of the cutscenes, and for some reason, fast disk speed does not work well with them, at least in coordination with this game. So it oftentimes glitches them, speeds them up, or makes the game just crash.
Fun times. But yeah, it's literally coming out next Thursday, the remaster, HD remaster at that.
Yep.
So we're all pretty excited in this community. Not gonna lie.
You might say that.
There's been much talk in the Discord as of late. I just play off a monitor because I can't with a CRT.
I don't have room for a CRT.
That too. I don't have room on my desk for a CRT. My partner had one before he moved, but he gave it up because there was just no room for it. No, nobody knows what's going to be changed quite yet for the remaster. I mean, it's a remaster, so there is a limit to how much they will likely change. It's not a remake, but I imagine they'll add a good bunch of little things, kind of the way they did with Saga Frontier. At least I hope they do. I really hope they do.
Yeah, if you watch the presentation that came out Was it a Nintendo Direct they announced it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if you watch the Nintendo Direct where the initial announcement happened, you'll see that they added a lot of quality of life features. There's a remastered soundtrack from the original with assistance from the original composer. There's a battle option. You can toggle battles on and off if you don't want to deal with them and just want to complete a quest somewhere. They added in the removed minigame Ring Ring Land, which was in the Japanese version but never made it to the US. There's a whole bunch of other quality of life things added into the menus. It's looking really good, but that's all we know of it right now.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully they'll give better explanations of how things actually work, especially the crafting system, because holy shnikes.
Oh man. Can I just get a preview of what's going to happen to my weapon when I put something in it? Please.
I mean, granted, this community has routed all events down to a really nice crafting, where you can just decimate everything in the game from what I've seen, especially watching Mecha Lincoln Elevated.
Yeah, that I think is thanks in a huge part to, I forget who created it, but there's
Mecha created the hammer, if that's what you're thinking about. And
actually, I was thinking of the forging calculator.
Yeah, he also did that as well.
Okay, Mecha Link then.
Or at least one of them I know he did.
Yeah, I don't know if he did all the research on it or just created one with the previous research, but the forging calculator is huge and actually lets us determine, what will happen if we build a weapon and how best to build one properly, which this game doesn't tell you at all. Torabaido, for physical copies of the remaster, I believe they're only currently available in Japan.
You can get them through Japan, or you can get them through PlayAsia. PlayAsia will actually ship to the US if you want a physical version of it.
Yeah, that's one option of getting it, but all physical copies right now are Japanese only. They do have English text.
Yeah, because they're region-free, so...
Yeah. The games are entirely region-free, and you can change the text to whatever language is supported, including English.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I'm getting a physical copy. Completely honest, I have a physical Japanese copy for the Switch coming. I'm waiting for that to ship, and I'll also be picking it up on Steam.
I have a physical copy from PlayAsia coming for PS4, and a friend of mine in Japan is getting me the collector's edition because he is a really, 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 really nice person.
Yeah, you're very lucky. I could not get one.
It helps to have connections, that's all I can say. So this is the most excruciating fight of this run, where you have to choose between Escat and Diana. And we're gonna choose Escat only because he's faster, but he's still a massive jerk.
You have to choose between being a good person and going fast. And unfortunately, we choose going fast.
Alright, Escat, if you're gonna be in the way, can you at least hit harder?
The classic get hit bump from behind and trigger counter-strike.
Yep. She's in a good spot now, though, so we're good. Yeah, it's a really, really sucky choice. It hurts. It hurts a lot, because you really don't want to hit Diana, but Diana is definitely a few minutes slower for additional dialogue and such.
Yeah, it's not like it's a minor difference. It is a massive, massive time difference. Like,
and in addition to dialogue, the Dana fight just goes so much quicker with counter strikes.
Yeah.
She hits you really quickly with her flails, and you can just keep bopping her over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Escat is a little bit more finicky and a little bit slower to attack, and small hitboxes are annoying to deal with.
Yep. Agreed.
And unfortunately, to all of our knowledge, we killed Dana there.
Yeah. The only other choice I hate making, and it's not for that kind of reason at least, is picking Elazul over Black Pearl.
Oh, man.
She's so
Black
much
Pearl is
cooler.
so cool.
But she's so much slower. Yeah, because she does
Pearl
that
is...
transformation sequence every time she goes into combat, so it's a good bit slower in the Bejeweled City.
Yep, it's not great. It's very not great.
Yep. But story-wise, in case you folks are curious, after going to visit Erwin in the Land of the Fairies, Diana came back to convince Matilda to go to the Land of the Fairies so that she could extend her life. Because, of course, Land of the Fairies, time flows differently there. And of course, Escat, being the super jelly guy that he is, did not want Matilda to go into the Land of the Fairies. Not even a little bit. But now that Diana is gone, there's no way for Matilda to go there. And Escat is like, well, now I'm gonna go kill Erwin, because he is trying to destroy the world with this ancient monster, Leucemia.
Which, to be fair to him, is a totally legit reason.
It is. And Leucemia swallowed a volcano. I don't know why.
I mean, it ate the rest of the land, and then oops, volcano.
True. True. It did eat the rest of the land, too.
No demons.
Nope.
You're right. You're right, chat.
Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. There we go. But we have a couple of side treks to make first. Before we go into Leucemia. Not that far.
Yeah, we still gotta go to Lumina.
We do. We also have to go kill some misfit toys.
That's also true. We got a junkyard to go visit.
I will say that's another, just another minor inconvenience on the map is that Maelstrom does not one-shot the toys at the end of the junkyard anymore. At least not for me, it doesn't. I don't know if that's just because of the missed experience at the beginning, but I've had that issue with all 3 runs so far.
Good old Blammo.
Yeah, it's
Nothing
one of
beats
the trade-offs in this route is that those toys do take a couple extra hits. But you do save it in other enemies throughout the run.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. Having that heckin' Tropicalo go down faster makes me so happy. Boop.
I love that one little toy that falls down at the end.
Some of the places have really, really cool little animations like that, and I love it. And of course, for some of the boss areas, you get change of animation sprites. Like with the Underworld, if you're doing Dragon storyline, I love the transformation into Draconis' castle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of the animations are absolutely beautiful, and I am so excited to see if we can rip some of those from the high-quality remaster. Gonna do that real quick.
I mean, granted, this game is definitely gorgeous on its own, and the fact that they have gone through the trouble to repaint all the backgrounds and everything is amazing.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah. I cannot understate, or I cannot overstate how excited I am for that. Like, my God, I need it. I need this game and all of its art in my life.
Magical Gnome is not addicted to Legend of Mana at all.
Nope. 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 Definitely not. Mm-mm. But on that topic, if anybody knows how to make fancy glass stuff, I do want to find a way of getting the artifact lamp that creates Lumina made. So hit me up.
As an actual lamp, by the way.
As an actual working lamp. Stained glass and all.
Yeah. Just to clarify that for chat.
Yeah.
fancy glass like Nunuzak, kind of.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly, Mecha. I know exactly what it should look like, but I have no idea who could make something like that. It's essentially trolling Etsy until I can find somebody with the skills, and I'm lazy. That's the problem. And yes, GDQ lamps in the chat.
Yes, because we will be heading over to Lumina next. So again, we're gonna be putting down just a couple more artifacts before we head to Lumina, so that we can actually get that gold sword and gold hammer.
Yep, because as we mentioned earlier in the run, artifact level is based partly on distance from home and partly on the order they were placed in.
And this Lumina placement in particular is very finicky to get the gold weapons we're looking for. We need exactly this number of artifacts and exactly this distance from home, so it just works out perfectly with the number of artifacts and placements we have here.
Yep, it's very, very precise on this.
Yeah, the artwork, at least from what we've gathered, it's being completely redone. I don't think it's just upscaling and smoothing out. I think everything is just being repainted and whatnot in backgrounds, especially.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but I did notice, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I looked at the very short E3 trailer, mind you, but I know there were some people talking about how we had these nice, gorgeous HD backgrounds, but the character sprites were still the same. It did look like the character sprites had been updated since the original Nintendo Direct.
It does.
That had come out. So that's really nice.
By the way, chat, this is Gilbert. Gilbert sucks. And he is a horrible, horrible person. Centaur thing.
Yep. We don't like Gilbert. At all.
I'm so happy that when you do your really longathon thing that you're gonna leave him as Stone. That makes me so happy.
Oh yes, it has to be done.
Is Gilbert worse than the basket fish? Yes.
Yes.
Basket fish is pretty awful, but Gilbert is definitely worse. Because I don't want to say it that way, so I'm not gonna say it that way. But basket fish is definitely kind of pervy. But Gilbert's
on another level.
Yeah. Now remember, chat, no gack.
Exactly. None.
By the way, interesting little tidbit, if you do happen to mess up your conversation with the Dud Bears, you can just talk to the bartender and reset the conversation. Alright, are you gonna be my friend or are you gonna be a butt? He's gonna be a butt. Move! Get
Nope, you live here now.
You used to be my favorite Dud Bear.
He is the worst.
He used to be my favorite Dud Bear because it's 1113. He's no longer my favorite Dud Bear.
Definitely the easiest Dud Bear, but
I have lost many a pace to getting body blocked by that Dud Bear for 20 seconds sometimes.
I've been lucky. He likes me.
I don't often get unlucky, but when I get unlucky with that Dud Bear, it's really bad. But we sold the lamps. We used some of the money to buy our weapons, but it's fine. It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Gilbert will spot the rest.
Yup.
He can deal with it.
Also, I really liked this part the first time I saw it. Just because all of a sudden, Monique just flies over the counter.
Yeah, Monique, who looks like a normal person, just starts, oh, hey, look, By the way, she has wings.
By the way, she's a harpy.
Yep. Oh, so this might be one of the only versions of the harpy I've seen where they have both wings and arms, and not like wing arms.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, so Monique is very happy making her lamps, and Gilbert's like, no, we should go see the world and let the dead bears make the lamps. And Monique is like, but no, that's my dream. That's what I want to do. And Gilbert realizes, oh, well, I guess I don't love you as much as I thought I did. Bye. So that's heart number 1 crushed. He goes on to crush a couple of others. And then, of course,
he seemed to get over it pretty well, though.
Monique has the best line of the run. He wants lamps that are bigger than mine, but size doesn't matter.
The whole quest line with Gilbert just has some stunning lines.
It really does.
That's really all I can say about it.
But that's alright, because we did good by Monique, and that's the only thing that matters. Cathinja definitely puts Gilbert in his place, and that's one of the reasons that I love Cathinja so much.
Mm-hmm. She is the boss lady.
By the way, it's very important, chat, to remember to put this spoon down before going anywhere else.
That would be bad.
Might have done things like that a couple of times and forgotten to put the spoon.
And then all of a
Luckily,
sudden, hey, why isn't stuff working?
Yeah, and then you walk back into the home base, and you leave and come back and like, why isn't Cage of Dreams starting?
Luckily, if you can catch it before you go into home, you can then place the spoon after completing Leucemia. But yeah, if you enter home, then you're going to be very confused as to why the quest isn't going forward.
I've definitely done a couple on-the-fly item placements and been very confused.
I think we all have at some point.
Yeah, sometimes you have to roll with it, and thankfully, it's kind of forgiving. Like, as long as you know what you're placing and put in the general right position, it's gonna work. You just may have some stronger enemies than you were hoping for.
Yep, essentially.
Understanding map placement and how different land levels work can be key to fixing big errors. It can really save you a lot of time.
There is a program, and I think it was J Machines that has the that you can test out different map placements and what it does to the mana levels and things like that. Was it J Machines? Because I thought it was.
I'm not sure.
I sadly forget who the creator is, but I use that program quite a bit, and I'm very thankful to whoever put it together.
Because I know when I first started running Dragon, J Machine came into the chat to let me know that it was like a thing, and I think they said that they made it, but I could be mistaken on that.
I spy Yagamoth in chat.
I do too. All these awesome people in chat, y'all are amazing. Thank you for coming out and hanging out with us for this beautiful run.
Shoutouts to all the Mana community in chat.
Mm-hmm.
You're all wonderful people who I expect to see playing this game in a week's time. Or else.
Even the people who have been a little MIA for a while.
Exactly.
By the way, don't accidentally say no to Selva.
Oh man. What's that? Did you want to leave the level? Sure thing.
You're halfway through, sure you don't just want to quit?
Oh, I'm getting snake stun locked. Please let me go.
Oh no.
Another one of the very annoying fights in this run.
Yeah, when the snakes start to stun lock is not good. Because they are relentless. Bad snake.
Especially that fight where there's the two snakes side by side and they can get you with the double stun lock, one after the other, becomes pretty much impossible to get out of until they decide to stop for a second.
Yeah, it basically becomes zombie squish all over again.
Yep. Just waiting for one of them to not do the thing.
Also, Lucemia's music is probably my favorite of the game. My favorite dungeon music of the game. The nice thing about this, and I'm really hoping they do something really cool with this for the remaster, is all of the individual story final dungeons have their own unique musics, as well as the final bosses for those particular storylines. So, Draconis' castle in Draconis, Lucemia and Irwin, the Bejeweled City, and the Space Fish, which I don't remember what the heck the name of it is. I just like to call it the Space Fish.
Lord of Jewels 1000.
I believe. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm still gonna call it the Space Fish, though.
I mean, that's fair. I'm very excited for everything coming with the remaster. Especially the music. So how many stories are in this game?
There are 3 main stories, which is Dragon, Faerie, and Jumi, but there are 67 main events plus the final event, which you always have to do in order to actually complete the game.
Yeah, there are 3 main storylines that you can beat, each one individually, that will allow you to complete the final level of the game. So you can complete one of them, you can complete 2 of them, you can complete all 3 of them. But all you have to do is finish one of the 3 main storylines to finish the game.
Yeah, aside from having one of the main 3 storylines complete, the only other real mandatory thing that you need, which Lemur pointed out earlier in the run, is you do have to have at least 18 artifacts on your map.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's a set mission number done. It's just a matter of getting the right number of artifacts.
Yeah.
Yeah, number of artifacts, and then completing one of the last quests of the storyline, which Heaven's Gate, that we're on right now, is one of those quests.
Yep. Yeah, everything we did has been leading up to this, which will hopefully go well.
Depends on how much Erwin wants to troll me tonight.
This is where we start a prediction in chat. Over or under 3 missiles.
Oh my god. If he does more than 3 missiles, I'm gonna cry.
So yeah, this is all fairly standard, just run through the maze of a dungeon and kill a whole bunch of things on the way to the final boss.
Yep.
There's nothing special here. We aren't hitting any triggers. We're not doing any puzzles. This is just run through on the right path and get to the boss.
Yeah, basically,
try not to die on the way there.
Don't get lost.
Yeah.
And don't die.
Don't take a wrong turn.
Wow.
Wow. Yeti really did not want to hit you.
Yeah.
It's a pretty intense final gauntlet, though, when you're just getting to the end of the run, and then you have just fight after fight after fight after fight to get through to the final boss.
This must have one of the highest numbers of individual fights in a level.
Yeah, I think so. Although Draconis' castle would give it a good run for its money, too.
True. Yeah, this is just the fight gauntlet on the way to the boss. The only good part about this is Legend of Mana instantly heals you at the end of a fight.
Mm-hmm. And Escat has the most profound statement. He has had the entire game.
I love that they spelled out blah, blah, blah.
So yeah, Erwin has kind of a funky hitbox. He also really loves to cast 2 special techniques in a row.
He sure does.
Oh, there's one.
Unfortunate.
So yeah, he always will do something followed by the missiles. If you take a wrong turn, do you turn left at Albuquerque? Yes. Yes, you do. As Bugs Bunny always told us to do.
Yeah, the gauntlet in Jumi is really just, can you solve this puzzle and then go back and grab the gems you just used?
And do you get lucky enough to get Diamond Skip?
Do you bother trying for Diamond Skip?
Which you almost never get anyway.
Funny enough, my casual run had it.
I think
There's 2 missiles.
I think I've gotten Diamond Skip once, and that was it.
For those that don't know what we're talking about, the end of the Jumi run has a tower you go up with a little gem puzzle. Insert gems in pedestals and press the door, and it gives you a ring for each one you have correct. You get, is it 5 gems? And the final puzzle is 4 statues?
It's 4... It's
6 gems.
It's 4 gems on the first floor, 2 gems on the second floor, and then the diamond is up on the 3rd level.
Gotcha, so it's 7 gems, technically.
Technically.
With 4 available. And Diamond Skip is simply running to the door and entering the ones you have and not picking up the diamond in the final layer.
Essentially rolling the dice and hoping that the last door doesn't need the diamond or another gem if you decide to try to skip one of those.
Yep. You've got 6 of them already if you went back and picked up the others. Do you bother trying to get the diamond, or do you just go straight for the door and hope you save that 35, 40, 50 seconds?
It is a little bit more time save in Jumi versus something like All Events, because the guarding the diamond is a golem boss fight, which, while not as intense as the other boss fights, still takes a good bit to take down.
Yeah, it's not an easy fight in the low-level Jumi run.
Yeah. So, to end our fairy story off, we come back to the Gato Grottos and find that Matilda has passed away. But, of course, we know because of Selva coming and talking to us for 2 freaking minutes straight that she is going to live on as one of the wisdoms. And we're gonna get a scene with her and Erwin in the underworld. And it goes, I mean, it's automatic text, so it is slow enough if you want to read it. But the gist of it is that Erwin is still a jerk.
Yup. And this is the ultimate bad end because everybody died.
Yup.
If you chose Dana and killed Escad, killed Erwin, came back here, instead of the nun that greeted you when you get off the bird, it would have been Dana.
Yeah. She would have been the only one that survived in that instance.
But yeah, this is a, what is it, 3.5, 4 minute cutscene?
Yeah, pretty much.
4 to 5, yeah, something like that.
So.
Also, that's another one of the wisdoms with things swirling around his head.
Yeah,
and
Onion Boy on the right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you take Dana with you, she's greeted by a nun who informs her of the situation. Oh, okay, yeah, because she will, if you ask her, she will come with you into Leucemia for the Erwin fight.
Yeah. And here we have young Matilda.
Because she can do that now. As she puts it, she is now part of the universe. She is the universe.
I love that line.
It's a good line.
Just the confidence of, get out of here.
I still love that the shadows look like freaking candy canes.
I do love the candy cane stripes. Jeez, girl, who are you to tell us that? I am the universe. Away.
I mean, for all that Matilda has suffered throughout the course of this story, it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing for her to be able to do.
Yep. And then Erwin being just the dumbest here. Look, we can be together now, but I'm a demon, I'll crush you. But I'm literally the universe, but I'm a demon, I'll crush you. Erwin. My man.
Erwin is a little insufferable. But even though we are at the end of the Faerie storyline itself, the game is not complete until the Mana Goddess goes down. So we do still have two more events to, one, unlock the Sword of Mana, and two, to go and kick her butt.
Yep, there's just a little bit more to go. And they're both at home.
They are.
Well,
one
kind
of.
The other one's next door. But
this is pretty much the end, though, of what makes the Faerie storyline unique, or the Faerie category unique in comparison to all the other categories. Every run pretty much comes to this ending point,
yep,
where you go do Cage of Dreams, and then you go and you finish up the game.
Yep. The end of every game is the same. Every route has the same final 2 events.
Well, actually, I do believe all events and all stories does Cage of Dreams a little bit earlier, but they all still end on the one final event.
Yep.
Single storylines, though, early. They do all end Cage of Dreams and final events.
But yeah, we're going into home, we're leaving, and we're coming back to kind of move time forward a little bit. And get this event going. And it's our...
We have to make sure our house is still here.
We do. It's also one of our few interactions with Little Cactus.
Which is really unfortunate.
It is, because Little Cactus is so cute.
Little Cactus is awesome. Talk to him. Always.
If you talk to Little Cactus, he'll draw you really cute pictures. And write stories.
It's true. The stories are probably the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just need to get someone willing to run Cactus %.
Oh gosh. You thought all events was long. Well,
yeah,
what if you have to go report to Little Cactus after every single one?
67 reports.
And that's a thing, too, because if you skip a single time, like let's say you're doing 2 events at the same time, but you don't go back after one of them is finished, that's it. It's over.
Yeah, and that alone extends the length of the run by so much. Having to stop, go back and visit him, and then continue, because we do so many multiple events at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since, you know, we... Even earlier in this run, you saw we started the In Search of Fairies, then went and visited Nick, and then went back to In Search of Fairies. We couldn't do that. We'd have to start it, do Nick, go home, do Fairies, go home, go to the next quest. Not a good time.
It's a little aggravating. It's a little too much back and forth for me. I mean, y'all are more than welcome.
If somebody wants to do it, we'll put it on the board. But yeah, now everything is black and white. Suddenly, we live in a sepia world.
Yeah, this is, it's like Mecca of Caves in black and white. You heard free world record, exactly. That's right, chat. Free world record if you do cactus %.
Mm-hmm. And you'll probably be the only one to do it. Promise. But yeah, we are currently inside of a dream world ? That we were sent to by the one and only Nunazak. Eight hours of wiggling? No. You do 2 hours of wiggling and then your thumb starts bleeding.
Even with compression gloves, wiggling is rough.
Yep. And I make it worse for myself because on PS1 and 2 I wiggle with the D-pad.
I alternate back and forth depending on the direction, but like left and right, I can use the joystick, but for any other direction, I have to use the D-pad too. So I feel you on that.
Constantly destroy my wrist with the control stick.
You can wiggle on the D-pad.
You have the cyborg hands. You're fine.
They're gonna be cyborg hands pretty soon. Have to keep doing those hand stretches, make sure they're not getting destroyed.
I am really, really curious to see if like doing wiggle, if it's possible on Pro Controller or something, is a little bit less.
That would be nice.
Painful.
Yeah. And if all else fails, I can still do it on my PS4 controller through Steam.
Yeah.
But I'd rather not.
That's if they even keep wiggle running in, though. We'll have to see how all of the exploits we've been using, if they pan out through the remaster.
Oh man, can you imagine if power cancel is removed?
That's gonna be really sad. I mean, granted, you can still combine stuff, and I'm sure jump cancel will still be a thing, but...
Yeah, we'll just be doing a lot of jump canceling. So
the
thing that makes Cactus % so bad, since I see it a lot in chat, Cactus % is what we would call a meme category. It is doing all events, which is a 6.5 hour run, but every time you complete one of those events, you have to travel home, talk to the cactus, and then go on to the second event. This is bad partly because going home and talking to the cactus is a good waste of 2+ minutes per event, which adds up to 2 hours with 67 events. You then also have to consider that we do 2 to 3 to 4 quests at once, and we chain them all together rather than traveling somewhere else, which extends the timer even longer. So you're looking at an 8, 9, 10 hour run, probably.
Not only that, but you also would have to account for, and we were talking about this earlier, the quests in Geo are day-specific, so you would have to account for the change of days as well, which would probably waste even more time.
Yep. I mean, yeah, the honks may keep some runners away. I understand that. But... I mean, yeah. Yeah,
they
long
can
runs
get rid of the honks, that's okay, but I want to keep the cancel.
Yeah.
Can you hit me instead of using whatever that was? Thanks.
Just kind of use the long-range air attack when you're standing underneath them. That seems fine.
Oops. Of course, the holy tree and the holy sanctuary have some amazing music as well.
Mm-hmm.
I still prefer Lucemia's theme, but that's me personally. I'm just a little biased. It's fine.
That's fair. We'll see if it changes when the remastered music tracks come out.
It might. All right, come here, you.
Wow, literally 1 HP.
Can you? Thank you. This thing is... very difficult to hit on the way up that little trail there.
Yeah. I try to let it walk up there sometimes, but it just doesn't want to.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes the hitbox will cooperate enough that you can whap it on the stairs, but not always.
Yeah. It doesn't like us. But yeah. As I was talking through everything before, we've come to the mana tree. This is it. This is the end. This is the thing we have to fix. And how else do you fix something aside from killing God?
You hit it with a hammer.
We will kill God with a hammer. Percussive maintenance, it's fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to kill the black chocobo. I really didn't. I love the black chocobo.
Is that the only instance of a chocobo in this game?
There's regular chocobo. I think.
Oh right, there are regulars. I think that's
yeah.
the only black one.
I think that's the only black one, yeah.
Concuss and dethrone God, exactly.
I mean, this is a square game after all.
It's not the only black chocobo? Huh, well, now you know.
Okay.
Oh right, the path down in the highway. But are those black or standard?
I thought they
Actually,
were. I thought they were regular chocobo color.
I think all enemy chocobos in this are black because you can get the yellow ally.
Yeah, the pet chocobo you get is the standard yellow chocobo.
Oh, that's what it is. Because it's the same with the rabbites, because the only yellow rabbite that you get in this game is the pet.
Yep, the pet rabbite is yellow, all the others are white.
Mm-hmm. No god chocobo and no god rabbite in this one.
Nope.
So we do switch back to the hammer for the Sanctuary of Mana, because the sword just does not do enough damage to the monsters here. It also just does not do enough damage to the Mana Goddess.
Yeah, it's rough.
Two big reasons. One, special technique Blammo on the hammer is much better than Maelstrom on the sword. This dragon fight in particular, yeah. And second, as we said before, hammer has more damage, raw damage than the sword, and when you are adding a counter multiplier to that, it becomes a very big difference between the two.
The triple dragon buffet drops.
I know! What the heck? Where is my experience in this run? Alright, I need the Tomato Man to not eat my head. There we go. He likes to eat my head, and it's not good.
No. Generally not great.
Alright, Mana Goddess, I need you to not troll me. Now that I've said that, she will surely troll me.
You knew what you were getting into. This is her monologuing saying, if you don't like me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. And now we bop her with the hammer.
Well, we're gonna try to anyway. She's gonna ST. I'm gonna get the heck out of the way because I don't have
run.
I don't have full. I don't have full stuff.
Yeah, no, we don't mess with STs from the Mana Goddess.
Can you stop dancing and hit me?
The classic Mana Goddess, just jumping up and down, running around, and then right as you think you're gonna get the hit, she jumps back.
And then jumps back into your weapon, because that makes sense. Man, that was a lot of whiffed counter-strikes.
Yep.
She also has kind of a finicky hitbox, too, so there's some instances where it looks like your hammer's pretty clearly going through her, and you're just a little bit too low.
There it is. Time.
Yeah. Thank goodness, because if you get to the point of full eclipse on the ground...
yeah, that's a bad time.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I forgot. Some people's discs actually work at this point.
Oh yeah, some of us don't have cursed discs. I thought the new disc you got was slightly less cursed.
It is slightly less cursed. The ending cutscene plays fine, but having seen some of these boss fights, I don't know. My first Boreal Hound on that disc was the triple ST one, so, you know.
Alright, but we defeated the Mana Goddess, and we saved the tree, we saved the world, we did it, chat. We did it. We did the thing.
We did it, God is dead.
So, because I know we have time, I know we can let a little bit of this ending play out, because the ending song is amazing.
Yeah.
But I will say, and I'm sure these guys will agree with me, if y'all are looking to run this game, hop on into the Discord. Any one of the Mana folks in the chat can put out the link. It's a good time too with the remaster coming out next week. We're all gonna be looking for stuff from the ground up, so it's a good time to get in on a brand new game, so to speak.
We're always happy to see new faces and always willing to help out anyone with any question they have about this game.
Oh yeah, and we've got all the resources. So please, if you're thinking about running, or if you plan to when it releases, come check it out.
Yeah,
hey, there we
sure.
go, Mechalink.
Aw, thank you, Mechalink. Mechalink is amazing. Lemur and Gnome, of course, are amazing. All the mana folks. Look, people sometimes complain about speedrunning communities. This community is heckin' awesome. I love all these guys, and we would love to have more runners come on in.
Mm-hmm. So please, if you consider it, come say hi. We don't bite. I can't speak for Yaga's Rabbites, but the rest of us don't.
Hey, I mean, if that's the kind of thing that we can answer about mechanics to help you out, I don't see the problem with that either.
If you find broken mechanics, let us know.
Yeah, with the remaster coming out, it coming to modern platforms, especially for the folks in Europe who never got the game to begin with, there's going to be a lot more access to this game now. And hush, high spirits, I do not.
Slander.
Just ask BGG, I don't.
All right. Such good music.
I will say a lot of us are going to be running this day one, so come give us a follow, come hang out in our chats. We do some other stuff too.
Yeah, if you want to see this game getting run a whole lot, we're all going to be there. Come say hi, give us some follows, and you're going to see a whole lot of this game and a whole lot of us testing whether or not it's more broken or less broken than the last version.
Or if you just have a question about anything, speedrunning or otherwise, anything about the game, go ahead and throw that in there. I'm sure one of us or someone else in the community will be able to help you out.
And yeah, hang out for the amazing music. We also want the smithing to be better explained, I promise you. Teleport Toad. I love all the silly little cutscenes in the credits here. Pearl hiding from the boinks. Do we ever see a scene like that? That's in the woods in oh hey, background programming in Ring Ring Land. They left that in the credits but removed it from the game. Huh.
Well, now we'll get to experience it, right?
Yeah, finally, after 20 years, the English version of the game is going to have Ring Ring Land. I don't know specifically how it works, so I'm just going to be doing science live. It'll be great.
I know it used to be a pocket station in Japan, and like you could take one of your pets with you, I think, kind of like a Pokewalker almost. I think it was kind of one of those deals. So.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think that's essentially what it was, and they just had the chance of picking up random items.
I think there's a couple of mini games scattered into that you can use to get some of those items as well. I haven't ever looked into it super in depth, but I think that's how it works. So it'll be a lot of testing to have once we finally get our hands on it.
Anyway, it's been fun, folks. I think we're gonna get cut off here shortly once this music stops. So,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Last time we'll say, hey, if you want to see more, give us a follow. Come check it out. It's gonna be super exciting. We're all very, very excited.
Yes, and I will be giving out curlers on my channel for that day.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I am Magical Gnome, and I'm gonna get out of here. Have a good night, folks.
Alright, I'll take that as my cue to head on out as well. I'm Lemur. Thanks for having me. Really appreciated being here. Have a good night, everyone.
And I am theRPGchick, and I hope you folks enjoy the rest of the marathon. We do have Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga coming up next. Don't go anywhere.